So the Straits Times posted an article saying we need 32 years to attain financial abundance on the wealth ladder. And since this channel is on the topic of personal finance, this prompted me to take a deeper look into what the wealth ladder is and what we can do to fast track this ladder. So the wealth ladder, or the Singapore version of the wealth ladder, comes in 6 different stages. You have financial clarity, financial stability, financial security, financial flexibility, financial freedom, and financial abundance. So for majority of us, we would want to reach the financial abundance part of it, but let's try and see how we can work our way there. So the first stage we have is financial clarity. So this is where individuals like us have knowledge about financial situations. And it's really about understanding where you are financially, where you want to be financially, and how you can pave your way towards it. And the biggest myth here is that somebody that earns a ton of money have financial clarity or is financial literate, because these people are earning 6 digits a year but still living paycheck to paycheck because they have no knowledge on how money works. And if you're watching this video right now, this is your first step of getting financial literacy, because you'll definitely learn something through this video. And if you haven't, consider subscribing so you get to increase your financial knowledge and moving up the financial ladder. Then we got financial stability. So in financial stability, this is where your income covers your expenses, hence giving you the name stability financially, because you can pay your bills on time. And at this stage, we might have very little savings or still in the midst of building our emergency funds. So there are risks like getting retrenched, economical recession, or unexpected medical bills that can really rock the boat a little.
Don't rock the boat.
Next, we got financial security. So in the stage of financial security, this is the stage that most of us must minimally aim for. At this stage, we got a stable stream of income which covers our expenses and at least 6 months of emergency funds that can tide us through tough times, as we have seen with COVID. So for most people, it might take an average of roughly 6 years to reach this stage, because chances are we have been in the workforce for a while, kind of figuring out how things work and how we can better use our money, or even to set up a savings process to ensure that we got enough money to spend and also enough money to save. Then we have financial flexibility. So some indicators that you are financially flexible or have financial flexibility are things like having more than 6 months of emergency funds saved up, a stable job, and you have excess money to literally buy things or spend on things that are not really needs anymore, but more of the wants.
Okay, want.
And according to the article, it takes a rough 6.5 years to reach this stage. Then we got financial freedom. So financial freedom is just a little bit small bump from financial flexibility. And to get from financial flexibility to financially free, this is where the term investments come into play. So financial freedom, or some people term it as FIRE, is where your investments can take care of your daily expenses without you working a single day.
What work?
And technically at this point, you can tell your boss to f*** off, because your investments or the dividends are sort of paying you to just live and exist on this world. But before you go ham on this, do understand that from financial clarity to financial freedom, it takes an average of 21 years. So accounting that you start working at the age of 21 years old, by the time you reach financial freedom, this could mean that you are roughly in your 40s. So lastly, we got financial abundance. So like the name suggests, at this point in your life, you literally have more money than you ever need.
Say that, it's too much money.
So you start thinking about things like owning a $50,000 timepiece, a $500,000 car, a $6 million home, and all those stuff. You guys get the idea. So for most of us, reaching this stage is a pretty sky-high task, but it's still something to work towards, because personally, I feel that if you aim for the stars and you fall short, you will land on the clouds. So for example, let's say you aim for financial freedom or financial abundance, and in some event, because of certain things, you fall short, you will still kind of be like financial flexible in some sense. So all in all, this whole process will take you roughly 32 years, which means that by the age 50 to 60 years old, we might be financially abundant, but let's see how we can cut this process short. So one of the simplest way to do this is to live a simple life and a frugal life. So how money works is very simple. You provide value to someone, you get paid. And then you use that money to get something that you need. If we can reduce our needs, this means that we got surplus cash that can be put towards other things like savings or investment. So let's draw an example here. So let's say if you got a job that pays you $4,000 a month, And after CPF contribution, we'll be left with roughly $3,200. And let's say we spend $3,000 a month for expenses, F&B, entertainment, and all that stuff. This means that we are left with $200 to save. And if this $200 is placed into a high yield savings account, which pays a conservative 3%, this means that in 32 years time, whatever you have invested or put into that account will roughly be $76,800 in deposits, and you have earned an interest of $51,885 in interest, giving you a total balance of $128,685. But now let's say we scale down the expenses to maybe $2,000 a month. So this gives us $1,200 to save in a high yield savings account. So this will give us a total deposit value of $460,000, and the interest earned here is $311,313, giving us a total of $772,113. And this, my friends, is the magic of the eighth wonder of the world, which is compound interest. So the second way to fast track towards financial freedom or abundance is to start investing young. So for the 11% of y'all who are watching this video, you are ranged between 18 to 24 years old, take this as a sign to start investing early.
This is a sign!
So my biggest mistake was not investing early, and I spent a lot of money on things that didn't stand the test of time, like excessive partying and excessive clubbing. But given your young age now, investing into things like ETFs or indexes can give you a multiplier effect. So let's say you invested into VOO, and the average 10-year growth of VOO is at 10%. And let's say you invest $500 a month into VOO, and at year 26, you would have reached almost the same amount as putting aside $1,200 a month into a savings account. And at this rate, you probably have a lot more cash on hand because you're only putting $500 a month instead of $1,200, which means you can afford better things or maybe even buy things that you want. And the last way to really speed things up here is to invest in growth stocks. So growth stocks are like Tesla, Google, Nvidia, and much more. So these stocks do give you meteoric growth and a sudden influx in cash, but they can also crash and fall like how things happened during COVID.
The sky is falling! The sky is falling!
If you're looking to go into the growth stock method, one thing to consider is once you take profits from all those growth, is to put those profits into safer assets like ETFs or index funds, so your profits will continue generating income like dividends for you. And at the same time, this also helps you reduce risk that you have in the market. So for example, if you have invested $500 a month into Tesla 5 years ago, you'll be looking at $135,000 in gains, which is extremely high. But if the stock doesn't perform well, this can go in the reverse direction as well. So these are the 3 steps that you can actively take to move up the wealth ladder. And at the end of the day, the wealth ladder is just a guide for us. Some of us might reach financial freedom, some might even reach financial flexibility or even financial abundance. So at the end of the day, treat this as a process and take small steps to how you can slowly reach those goals that you set out for yourself. So do let me know where you are currently on the wealth ladder, what are the plans that you have in the next 5 to 10 years, or maybe other tips that you have to move up the ladder as well. And if you want more content like that, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like if you've learned something. I hope you guys did. And as always, stay safe, invest safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.